Good evening. I hope you're well. Hopefully you can hear me. Why is that there? Lennis, why is that broken? And why is my chat window not working? Because I haven't set it up right, have I? Right, where's the bit that I need to get? That's the bit I need to get rid of and then put it back on. There you are. It should work now. Now the chat window. Thank you, Ozzy. Yes, a little bit of an advert. Tried it last week as well. Right, so I need the pop-out chat for that. Bear with me, I'm just going to get the chat window up and running. Close that down again. I've literally just walked in the door, so apologies for my my disorganised chaos. I was intending only being out for I had a meeting at 6 o'clock. I was thinking I was going to be there for half an hour. 7:10, I was like, I need to go. I must go. I will see you all later. So then here I am, because I had to come and do this. And I've just made a cup of tea, so I will be slurpy. I must apologise for that. As per usual, I do like some slurpy tea. Right, anyways, how the bloody hell are you all? Right place. It's a bloody microphone stand. To get it in the right place, it's a good stand, but or mic arm, whatever you want to call it. But it just kind of does get a little bit in the way. Should it be there? Should it be further away? I don't know. So as long as you can hear us, that's the main thing. The mic thing is moving up and down, so that can only be a good thing. Hopefully. So anyways, good evening, or good afternoon, Ozzy. Good evening, Paul. And good evening, Susanna. Hope you're all well. Yes, nifty little NFT commercial. The marketing I have had to do this last week. It feels like longer. It's been such a long week. And it's only Tuesday. So having to really shill. I don't like shilling, which is, it really goes against my grain. This blatant salesman tactics. I mean, thank God it's on Twitter. But I just don't. I'm not built for constant marketing every single minute of the day. But it's what you've got to do to try to make sales when things are getting pretty desperate. So I apologise to my normal Twitter followers that it's been very NFT heavy recently. But when needs must, that's just the way it's going to be. So one thing I must do, actually, I might put it in the description, but I need to, because I'd completely forgotten about this. I'm so good at reading. I'd gone to the website to check to see if it was up yet, and I'd missed it for like a week now, because it's been out a week and I've just not noticed. So I'll bung this in chat. You can save the link for another day, obviously, because you're going to sit here and watch me tonight. I'll just get this. Evening, Alan. Hope you're well. I will click that button, and then I'll click that button and copy, and then we'll go back to here. I will paste that in, and hopefully I'm allowed to make links. I'm hoping. Yes, I can put links in. So basically, I was on I recorded the podcast back in July, and it went live last week. Talking to the guys at the photo show. Oh, I've got rid of the website. Really nice guys. So we talked about a bit of ICM and a bit of camera business and stuff like that. Before that, so if you are interested, you can watch or you can listen via the link I've just put in there. There's a little video player, and there's, of course, the link to the podcast itself. Please do check it out. Very nice bunch of lads. And I enjoyed my chat with them. So I think it's about 1 hour and 20. And, apart from the news bit at the front, I think I might have rabbited on a bit. So apologies for that. Anyways, that was then. This is now. Good evening, Diane. Nice to see you last week, whatever day it was. Thursday? Really nice to see you. see you in person, you and Andy. Very nice. Hope you had an enjoyable rest of your stay. I think it was Friday and Saturday, and then you were way back. Hopefully the meal out on Hurley Island was good. Hope your day out on Hurley Island was good. It was lovely to see you. Hopefully you weren't too drunk not drunk, hungover the next day. After I saw you. So, what platform do I use, Paul? Paul, I am on Foundation and I am on OpenSea. The Foundation is the one where you have to pay minting fees for everything you upload, whether you sell or not. And OpenSea is you pay from a general kind of minting fee at the start to kind of initialize something. Don't really understand it. But you can upload to your heart's content after that. And then whenever it's sold, that's when the minting fee, like you pay a minting fee. Or if you sell it, then the buyer pays the minting fee. If you gift it, you have to pay the minting fee. Now, the minting fee has been quite extreme the last few days. I've seen a few tweets at certain times of last night, or at times yesterday, where the cost to mint was in excess of $1,000. So it's a bit volatile at the minute. I thought this whole, I don't know if you probably don't really like all this Ethereum and crypto stuff, but the Ethereum hard fork was supposed to make it more predictable for the gas fees to mint these things, and well, that's what I've read anyway. And it got very expensive because I think it got very, very busy because the world's going mad. So yeah, there's a few times where it was $1,000 to mint something. So that's obviously probably slowed things down a bit. So I am only really using OpenSea at the minute because I can't afford to load any stuff on the Foundation because that will cost me a fortune. So yeah, but yes, I would thankfully and very much appreciated. I sold an NFT on the weekend, whatever day it was. Or was it Friday night? I can't remember. I'm very pleased to have sold my first NFT. I have my first collector. I'm very much appreciative of them believing in me. And funnily enough, the whole NFT thing is really, it's really Twitter driven. But like on Twitter, I'm struggling to cut through. I don't know what it is, but anyways, and the purchaser of my NFT actually saw the post on Instagram. So there you go. Maybe still go where your customer is, where your audience is, because obviously my audience on Instagram is huge, or a lot bigger than anywhere else. Because YouTube is about 7,000, but generally a couple of hundred of actual viewers. Twitter, my reach is about just over 3,000 followers on there. Yeah, don't really cut through on there. And Instagram, it's 19 and getting on for 19,500. So obviously that's where my audience is generally. So I will be probably mentioning NFTs on Instagram a little bit, but Twitter is the place where you go and shill stuff. So I'll be still shilling like a madman, trying to get a few more eyes on the old product to try to make some money to be able to survive. Because last week the panic was on. I was thinking, how the hell am I going to get through next month? And see, the next month starts tomorrow. It was getting a bit nervy because I knew how little I had in my bank account. So yeah, with that sale the other day, that's been good. And also, I think Ethereum has actually gone up today. I think this morning it went up a healthy-ish amount, up by a few percent. Let me just check on my Binance. It's gone up 3% today. It's fallen off a bit from when I saw this afternoon. So I'd imagine the amount that the equivalent of the Ethereum that I had on whatever day it was, Friday or Saturday, then that will probably be worth maybe $20 more than what it was on Friday. Lovely jubbly. But it's all economics. I don't understand economics. My way of understanding economics is, have I got money in the bank? And if not, put some in. Get some from somewhere to put in. I don't know, like all this planning and percentages and all this shares, and I just don't understand it. That's why I'm skint all the time. So anyways, that's me whittering on. You'll probably all be bored of the old NFT talk, so we will slow down on that. But I just thought I needed to continue getting the word out. So please do forgive me for that. But yeah, I was very glad I sold something Aussie because things were getting a bit touchy. Right, so tonight, if I can get rid of this screen out of my way and into Lightroom, and then we probably press this button. And here we are in Lightroom. Now, I did, for a change, but it feels like weeks, all I've done is edit images on a Tuesday night, and the rest of the time I've spent either doing accounts or marketing or child minding or dog walking or everything else that doesn't actually make money and doesn't improve the art and creating more work. So seeing as the weekend had been all right, I could take the foot off the gas a little bit. I actually spent yesterday editing some images, and this one is one of them. So if you've been on Twitter yesterday, you will probably, in amongst all the NFT stuff, I did post a post with 4 new images on, which, to be honest, I normally wouldn't do. I would normally make an image, wait at least a week, probably more like a month, if it ever sees the light of day ever again anyway, before posting it. But seeing I've made 4 all from the same batch of images, put them all on Twitter in one post. Don't usually do that. So what we did, come on, I just want to unselect. There we go. Right, now select that. So there was these 4, yes, for these 4. And that's just a crop. And then that one. So these ones all came out I was quite impressed. But they only came about because I'd done a bit more editing over the weekend. Because I feel I've been so far out of practice. The only way of being able to hone your skills is practice. You know, if you're a footballer, you don't just rock up on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon, collect your 100, 200,000 pounds a week or whatever without dinner. You've trained all bloody week leading up to that match. So the thing about this is, if you keep on editing, if you keep on making images, you will make them better. And I think the problem with me recently is that I haven't been doing enough editing, so they've been a bit pants. So tonight, because the last week's was all right, but I remade last week's image, so which I will show you in a moment. So last week's, and like halfway through, I quite liked the image, and then I kind of went overboard and broke and ruined it. Kind of pulled it back though, but I remade last week's image from at a point where in the fork in the road. So you know, that's helped. So I was more happier with that. But yeah, it's been not editing enough recently. Obviously, not photographing enough stuff recently as well. Has been a bit of a problem. I feel the quality is reduced, which has been massively out of practice. So that's been good to spend a bit of time editing, and I recommend doing a lot more, I must admit. So hopefully in the coming days and weeks, I will be doing a lot more, not only photography, but editing as well. So last week's image. Good evening, I am very well. Is it Dave? I can't remember. DBB Studio. I know we always message each other on Instagram. But, Daniel, isn't it? My memory's terrible. So this was last week's image, which I felt I went a little bit overboard. Not overboard with, but went a little bit far. I did feel I kind of ruined it. Or it wasn't very good by the end of it. So, what I did, under the cover of darkness and away from prying eyes of the stream, I spent a bit of time and I remade it to this. I was a lot happier with this. It still took me quite a while to get things how I kind of wanted it. I was still overly concerned about how dark it is over on the right hand side here. But having that nice bit of balance with the light on the left hand side and this kind of the sea at the front. Excuse me, text message come in from Mr. Burton. Right, I'll get back shortly. Thank you. Yes, I did have not a particular Turner image in mind when I was making it, but I definitely had it in it. I had his general feel and colour in my head when I was thinking about kind of swirly stuff. So yeah, that came out well. What was I talking about? Yes, because you know me, I like kind of contrasty sides, overly dark in one area and then light in another. That was quite, this light area at the front came out quite nice. That was what I've done since last week's picture, and hopefully you can kind of see that it is a better version. I'm much happier with it now anyway. Hi Stephanie, hope you're well. Are you skiving work? Or are you subtly tuned in whilst in the office? So yeah, that's the two versions of that. I mean, there is elements of this I quite like, but I was just, because it was started off as quite a dark image, the dark sky was just a bit too overbearing for my liking. That's why I took that out and went back to the lighter version. I do like a bit of sly office tuning in. Right, so tonight's image is going to be from this set as well, because I haven't been out since last Monday for anything new. So, thank you, Stephanie. I much prefer it myself as well. I keep forgetting that we can put things on screen. We can do that. Also forget about this plugin that I've got now. Must remember to use it more. Right, so the images for tonight. Let me see. I was thinking, well, I've picked out a few here. These three, but they're very similar to last week. Don't want to do this one that's exactly like last week. So we have some images with this big boulder in front of the lighthouse, which some of these looked quite nice and usable. So we'll see if we can use them. Look, you can even see me. There we are. And yeah. So these aren't the, straight out of the box, these aren't the best images. But maybe have something to work with, and then we've gone away from them. Boulders, right. So think about the stuff with these boulders in the front. So I'm just going to put my flags on, or my ratings rather, so I don't get confused and look at new stuff. So basically what we've got is 6 images of these boulders. And maybe look to use, I don't think I want to use all 6, because that'll just make the computer explode whilst streaming. So I'm thinking them two, maybe not that one. Maybe it's not that one. And this one, so I'm thinking remove that one and remove that one, was it? I think. Put this one back in. Yeah. Let's miss out that one. So we'll use these 4 that you can hopefully see at the bottom of the screen. Obviously the alignment on these is a bit off. Color-wise, this is probably the nicest. We'll see how these come together. Right, what I'm gonna do the adjustments on this one. Like develop module. So we'll do the usual cleanup, vignetting, dust spots, and all that good stuff. You know what it's all about. This, if you've been watching long enough for many a year, you will know what it's all about. Right, so by the way, if you do enjoy these streams, please do leave the stream a like. It helps with all those horrible algorithms that everything relies on these days. Hopefully get more people watching and all that good stuff. Right, so I'm going to click auto just to see what it does. See what... Oh God, that's awful. Let's undo that. So I think colour, that starting colour-wise is quite nice. Now, add in a little bit of contrast. I'm going to darken it off too much. It'll reduce the contrast. It keeps the tone, but it pulls out a little bit more of these shadowy areas. But we will also lift the shadows quite significantly, I think, because from the previous edits of these images, I did photograph them quite dark. So I am going to make a conscious effort to lift them a little bit, so they're not going to be really dark, and we're going to end up with really dark skies, etc. You know, might change down the road. So that's that. Dust spots. I mean, colour-wise, straight out of the boxes look quite nice. No dust spots, fantastic. Makes my job a lot easier. Done. Okay. Right, I'm just going to have a look at the various colour temperature balances. Auto, daylight. Obviously it makes that stone a lot redder, but you know, we do like red. Good evening, Anne. 4 months late. I must admit, I was when your name popped up there, I was like, we haven't seen Anne in for ages. Welcome back. Hope you're keeping well. Hopefully it's not been ill health that's kept you away, Anne. Sorry. Hope you're well. So auto. Oh no, it was daylight, wasn't it? Daylight and cloudy. Daylight, I think. The cloudy's maybe just pushing it a little too far. We've left a bit of blue in there, so we should be okay there, right? So blacks about there, and whites. Lift the whites a little bit so we can pull out a little bit more of that. The lighthouse. Oh, fantastic, Anna. Sounds great. Excellent stuff. What I am going to do, I'm going to have a fisherman's friend because I can feel my sinuses blocking up as I talk. I don't know why this happened, but if I sooner, like, it's always, you know, 45 getting on for an hour into these streams where I don't know whether it's because I'm not, my body isn't used to talking. My nose just blocks. Really annoying. Happens every single time. So I need a constant supply of fisherman's friends to probably not be able to see that from there. Fisherman's friends to keep the old nose clear. Very annoying. Anyways, this is just a really nice painterly effect to this frame. Hopefully that transpires onto the other 4. Then we can kind of kick on. Hi, Jerome. Hope you're well. I think it's. I was going to say, I'm not sure if you've been around recently, Jerome, but it feels like it's been a while since I've seen your name in chat as well. I hope you're well, sir. Right. Bloody dog. Needs to go home, that bloody animal. We've had my sister's dog for about a month now. He needs to go home. Right, did I sync all those across? Yes, I did. Right, so we're going to open these, as per usual, in Photoshop. And get underway. Right, I will, in the meantime, we'll go back to here. And look how jerky the streaming is, because it's loading. So hi, Aileen. Dark at 8 o'clock. Yes, it's getting darker down here as well. Maybe it's not quite dark, but it's easily, Alan. I have that many of them that I'm kind of impervious to them, as long as it clears my nose. I don't find them that hot, really. Right, we really down to 4 frames a second, 3 frames a second. Right, whilst the computer is crashing on me, just want to say thank you very much to my patrons. Do remember that tomorrow is the start of a new month, so the next wallpaper will be with you, well, maybe late on tomorrow. I do have stuff on tomorrow, so it may be my evening time, and well, it depends where you are in the world. But your wallpaper will be with you hopefully sometime before midnight my time, and it may well be in an image that you've seen tonight. Not promising anything, but it might be. But always very thankful to Larry, Jerry, Paul, and other Paul for being members at the Malvers Obi-Wan tier, and of course very, very thankful for everybody else that subscribes at the other tiers. Just those 4 get a mention. Always a special mention because they subscribe at that tier, and that's part of the perks. So thank you very much to those guys. Yes, the old guys. Yes, they are. Right, so let's get back to these image. Now that it's all loaded up, we have at least 4 layers loaded up. And also, by the way, if you, the patrons, if you didn't, I was going to say, if you didn't know, there was a bonus, what you call it, a bonus wallpaper went out last week. So I hope you enjoyed that. And these, we're going to blend these together. It'd be good if somebody wasn't shouting outside the door. Lots of notifications. Sorry about that. Right. Do you not like them, Alan? Well, I wouldn't say I like them. They do a job. They clear out my sinuses. Just about. And that's that. Yeah, well, the weather has been miserable. I think mainly for the whole UK since July. It's been rubbish. But you live at the coast, Alan. In a fishing village. How can you not like a fisherman's friend? Right, so what we got? Blend mode. This is the light and blend mode. Kind of interesting, but not sure. Screen is too light. Overlay is a bit on the heavy side, I think. Soft light is a bit wee. It was kind of somewhere in between. It would be better. Pin light is rubbish. Difference. Subtract. Crunchy fisherman's friend. Right, so obviously multiply is a bit hard. So this is what one of the... I tried to lighten these up, but even multiply, and it's only 4 layers, it is effectively fully blacked. So this is why I tried to shoot a little bit lighter, so you've got more options. So what we're going to do here is, let's go to soft light, and let's just try lining some of these up a little better than what they are. Maybe pick up starting point. See, that one's a bit low. Yeah, so I'm going to have to do some fancier rotations because these are so badly aligned. I'm going to have to bring this down and then rotate that up. So I need to go to free transform. I might have even changed the bloody zoom level as well. So let's move this over this way. Up to there. I think that's roughly correct. So we'll go with that. Good evening, Peter. Hope you're well. Cleaning a sensor. Was yours dirty by any chance? Alright, then there's this one. I'm going to have to maybe not rotate this one quite as much. Maybe it's just a touch. Add it. Free transform. So about there, then bring that across there. Ooh, now this is a nice little starting point, isn't it? Nice little starting point, children. Right, so let's go back to the blend modes again. Now we've got them kind of lined up a bit. Obviously, I could make these images without lining them all up, but, you know. We're here for a good time, not a long time. Otherwise, be here for bloody days. Right, okay, lines, yes, overlay, soft light. I'm thinking it's going to be soft light, and I'm going to have to do some gradient-y, filtery stuff. Calm down, Peter. We haven't started yet. Let's go click on soft light, and whilst I do that, let's put this up. Yeah, I like a bit of positive affirmation. Is that affirmation's the word? Me in English don't quite work. Thank you, Peter. But yeah, we haven't started yet. Just calm down. So we need to align some of these a bit better, because obviously you can see the lines. So we need to do this with a mask on that layer. Let the gradient filter do the work, because I'm lazy. And let's go to this. Oh, it's not in line, isn't it? Go to that, and that's the wrong way around. Always do that. There, that gets rid of that line. And let's be quite brave and go all the way across here. That's why did that not do anything? Oh yeah, did it the wrong way around, didn't I? So aiming just to be trying to be square to the edge, obviously because that layer's on an angle. You want to adjust your angle roughly. That was the wrong. I was looking at the wrong one. Let's do this better. Come on, Andy, be a professional. Move that off there. So that's lightened that up. I'm going to take this bottom corner out as well because it's just overly dark. So that should lighten that up a little bit. Let's bring that in there. There you go. And then this layer. And let's bring this up to here. The wrong bloody way. Come on, Andy. That's because I've got black and white the wrong way around on my palette, just above my head. You notice here, usually I've got white foreground, black background. That's why I'm picking the wrong direction each time. So, I've done it again, haven't I? God damn it, Andy. Concentrate. And then a chunk off the bottom here. It's maybe a little bit too much. Let's be a bit more subtle. Something like that. And you can just see the edge there, so we're going to come inside that. And do about there. There we are. So now we have a picture of a rock and a lighthouse. Now, after this, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. We could just leave it like this and just go, right, that's it. See you guys next week. I think you're probably right, Alan. That's why I had to redo last week's, because I went too far and got carried away. I need another fisherman's friend. So yeah, definitely last week I could stop. This, to be honest, in a way I could stop. But where would the fun in that be? I didn't, Peter. What was even better, though, if Diane's still here, what's even better is the one that she took was a moving image because she pressed the wrong button. She shot like 5 seconds of a video of us standing there with smiles, holding, going, is it going to flash in a minute? So we're killing ourselves laughing at that. But I thought you would appreciate it if I put that picture on Patreon for you all to see, our lovely friend Diane. Right, so if I take that off there, see, by taking, maybe not taking it, but by maybe reducing the strength of this layer, there we go, we've got a little bit more interest in this side here. You can see the line of the sea, a little bit of a swirl. So that's a bit better. So let's put in a curves adjustment. I'm just gonna, because I just want to brighten things up a little bit. Don't really open it up like that. Keep that down there, but push this up a bit. Bring this down a little bit. I just want to retain a lot of that. Right, without that, looks like that. Just a little bit concerned about the tonality of this. I did see a video today about things, layers and groupings and masking, and it looked very complicated. I've missed a line here. How naughty of me. So that's probably that one. Nope, that's the one above it. That's it. So in there, I just need another little, very subtle mask just up here. There you go. Gets rid of that line there. I think that is maybe a little bit, I'm pushing the image a bit too far. You can maybe see lines here. But you're always going to get that, unfortunately. 66, I'm on 100%. Does it show to 100%? No, it was just the crushing nature of the zoom. That's all right then. Sometimes I do worry about that. So, do we want any color adjustments? Let's go to hue and saturation. Let's not add too much red into there. Actually, let's just forget about that. Just going to dial that back a bit. Oh, that's only happening on that layer. That's wondering what was going on there. I wondered why I wasn't having a huge effect. Well, you know, do say you look like your parents. Well, I'm going to take that lightness out. I've gone a little bit too far. Yeah, that'll do. That is, I think, probably farted on enough with this. this starting point. I think we better get on with it and get in Analog Efex Pro, see what we get. What was the fun part? Because yes, to be honest, I probably could just leave this as it is, like Alan said. One day I will learn to do that, but today is not that day. I will spend the next probably half an hour clotting around trying to make an image where the starting point was much, much better. But you never know until you try. So we will try. These fishermen friends aren't working today. Maybe I've got the beginnings of the cold. Because it's cold. The heating's not on today, but it has been on the last 2 days. The heating's come on because it's been that cold. Not fun. And also, I considered buying a razor and shaving today. Until I saw the price of them. And I remembered why I haven't shaved in 11 years. It's so bloody expensive for razors. Right, I see one image straight away, which I kind of hope comes out straight away, but let's ignore that one because it might be obvious. Let's bypass that. Let's look down some options. I mean, there's, this kind of one where it looks pretty much exactly as, not exactly, but keeps that look of the untouched version. That just gives it a bit of a colour treatment, doesn't it? Come on, computer, you're so slow. Something like that, just something simple. It just needs a bit of a colour, colour thing in the way it's moved is quite nice. Increase the brightness, maybe. Yeah, actually, I quite like the darker. Maybe just changing the location of the lens vignette. Maybe he's reducing the strength a touch. 19's a bit high. Just kind of lets you highlight things or dramatize things. Or dramatize. Dramatize. Which one's which? One will be an Americanism, I'd imagine. And one is probably me, just bad pronunciation. Or pronunciation. No, that's wrong. Like I said earlier, me and English don't mix. Quite right, Peter. Yeah. Well, maybe what I do is just forget about lens vignette and just bring the brightness down further. Maybe increase the contrast. Are we back? We had a disconnection. Are we back? Can somebody confirm with a thumb that we are back? We are back. Grand. Thank you, Alan. Not sure what happened there. Just got a pop-up saying we were back. Okay, I got a notification saying OBS had disconnected. So it was obviously temporary, and the buffer must have just kept up. It's all right. Because do remember, I'm about 30 seconds ahead of you. Right, so this is looking quite nice and dark. Maybe it's a bit flat. Maybe it's one of these times where I kind of wish I used textures to highlight things. Right, so film type. I'm just going to... Yeah, it's kind of... That's working out of the box, really, isn't it? Maybe go a bit more neutral to... Not that much, though. More in the middle. Something like that. Something about there. And then levels and curves. That's why I'm bald, because I can't do handstands. Right, yeah, okay. We'll leave that as is. There's one version. Not that flash, but you know, it's something. I mean, I think there's a few versions just in amongst the my presets here, so might be one to get a few out of. But you know what happens then? It takes forever to save each one, so let's just make 2. I think. Yes, I think there's some promise with this image to get multiple images from. So I'm going to OK this. Let's go back into Photoshop. And then come straight back in. And do one of the other preset edits. Right. I suppose there's the big hill on the left. And the lighthouse being the tree, maybe? I don't know. Oh, my version is Sycamore Gap when everything's inverted. The tree is white, isn't it? There's that. Oosh. Right, so that's saved yesterday's, and we're going to knock that off, and then we're going to go back in Analog Efex Pro to do one of the other edits, or to look into the other presets that I've got, which are temporary and not released yet. Not sure they ever will be, to be honest. I think I've kind of maxed out the preset game when it comes to this. What I've not maxed out is my computer. It needs to be a lot faster. If I could sell some more NFTs, I would buy myself a really, really nice computer. A faster one anyway. Right, I'm going to look at these presets. Ooh. Some of these are nice. Some of these are very nice. I mean, they look nice from a distance. When you actually look at them full screen, might not be so nice. Like, let's have a look at this one. I've sold one, Peter. Very, very much appreciated that I got one sale at the weekend. Which I'm very happy with. Oh, look at this one. Right out of the gate. Yes, sold one. Would love to be selling some more, because I've got a lot of bills to pay really soon. I know lots of people out there doing it for the community and all that, which is great. I'm trying to pay the bills. Yes, this is nice. If I could do a Borat impression, I'd be, this is very nice. No, press the wrong thing. Come on, catch up. See, this is the problem now. My computer is so slow. Not just when I'm streaming, but generally so slow. I can't do small adjustments because it just doesn't happen. Right, so let's go. Let's just increase that a little bit. Yeah, I think this is just quite nice. Right, lens vignette, because we want to dull that sky down a bit, I think. It already is. Okay. That's right down in that bottom corner. Okay, let's move that. I think. Move that to a different position. My new yacht is about this big, and it comes, you know, it's a Matchbox one. Now, I am not one of those. What's the guy? The guy who climbs big, tall buildings and photographs them illegally from the top. Fantastic pictures and mind-bending. When you're scared of heights, is what I am. Just it's unviewable, really. He's done very well. Well done to him. He's done very well out of it all. I think, to me, that's one of the great things about the whole NFT thing. Is, well, there's residuals, right? Royalties. So every time your piece is sold, you get 10% or 5% or something like that, depending on what you set it at, and depends on the platform as well. Which is great. Let's just have a look at these. Moving these around. Yeah. Light sky, dark sky. I'm thinking dark sky. So there's that, and the fact that artists and photographers especially are finding that their stuff is actually worth something now rather than 20 pence on a stock site. Which is great. Right, so I'm just going to move this second exposure layer just because I'm a little bit concerned about this bottom corner. So if I move this further down, I'm just wondering how it's going to affect the rest of the image. I don't believe my sinuses are playing up so badly. Yeah, that's all right. That's worked all right, I think. Let's actually go further that way, so it's darker. So that, yeah, this is turning out nice. What I think I'll do in Photoshop is kind of lighten the actual lighthouse, though, and maybe do more vignetting kind of over this kind of way. Yeah, it looks. I mean, this swoosh here is part of one of the original layers, so that's all right. A little concerned about that, so we'll maybe darken up this kind of area here. You're going for a dark look, I think. So I think for now that will be fine. But yeah, one of the other ones I was looking at was on the other. Is this one? It's very red, isn't it? It's very us. It's very red. But I think we will just stick with this one and just do the 2 edits tonight. I will shock you at some stage if you follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that with that red version that's up there. Possibly. It might turn out to be rubbish. But I will edit that off stream. Don't want to do everything on stream, you know. Right, let's okay that because it's 8:30. I've been going an hour already. Don't want to keep you all night. I need a drink. I probably need to go outside to be able to breathe. My bloody nose. Yeah. This is it, just going back into Photoshop, never mind saving it once it's in Photoshop. Hellish. See that lighter line across here? That's the one I was slightly bothered about. Right, so yeah, we're going to undarken that one. So what we want is a little bit of a mask. And we're going to zoom right in. And very, very loosely. Paintbrush, make that smaller. And I'm going to paint white into this, and you know, it's reasonably opaque. No, that's a bit much. Let's undo that. Let's go about 20%-ish. Let's drop the flow a bit as well. Let's just gently paint that in there. Scale out again, see what it's like. What I could do, I could be really precise and kind of luminosity masking type of thing, but not tonight. Not tonight. And so what I want to do in this, because I want to darken this area up a little bit more. So make a mask, not a mask, an adjustment layer. Jesus Christ, I can't even. An adjustment layer. Let's make this a bit, maybe not as dark as that. Do about there. And then we go to this and we go to invert it. There we go, and then paint in with the white, so I'll just reverse those there. Make that bigger. So we're still on 17% because we just want to gently paint this in. But wait for the computer to render it anyway so we can see what we've got. Just kind of paint this in gently. What am I whispering for? Paint this in, lovely, jubbly. Just darken that up a touch. You can see the difference when I knock that on and off. So we're going for some dark images today. I think that's probably about it, really. It does exactly as it says on the tin. It is a rock and a lighthouse, and there's some sky, and that's about it. So, right, what I'll do, I'm going to save this version with a full PSD, so I have all the layers, so that'll take a little while. And then I'll flatten it out and then save the previous version. The first edit that we did. Then we'll have 2 shots in Lightroom to crop. So we'll save this. And this will take a while, so we might as well go back to this screen and see my face. Right. Yeah, 26%. It always takes an age. I'm sure at some stage I will run out of space on my main hard drive as well, because that's getting a bit tight. These hard drives aren't big enough. I bought a 4TB one earlier this year. I only got half a terabyte left. Good evening, Simon. How are you, sir? Nobody's out late. Just means I was on time for a change. No, I was late in starting myself. Yeah, what else is going on at the minute? I don't know. I've never really paid any attention to it. I've barely had the television on. I've been shelling so hard on the old Twitter for the NFTs, trying to bloody make sales, trying to be noticed. It's bloody hard work. It's the hardest work I've done in ages. God, it's dark out there now. I hate the winter. It's still only August. Right. We're only on 36%, people, so please bear with me. A bit slow today. It's a bit slow. So anybody else got any news? Anything interesting going on that doesn't, revolve around me and NFTs and whatever? Anything interesting? Excuse me. It's bloody nose. Might be because, I think it's because I've been in the pub and they probably had the heating on. That'll be why I'm all bunged up. Who puts the heat on in August? Us, because it's as cold as it is. Oh, come on, right. 59%. We are getting somewhere now. Sorry about this taking forever. Excellent, Peter. Well done. Always a good thing if you haven't spent money in a month on that. Oh, Ali, you're getting it in 6 weeks. Fantastic. I look forward to meeting him when you bring him on photo trips. Ooh, that sounds like a good thing to do, Stephanie. Hope everybody's seen that. An environmental issue of the ICM photography. So, mentioning NFTs maybe is not a good thing in that magazine then, Stephanie. Don't want to upset the Eco Warriors. I when I had the dog out today, dinner time and this afternoon, I had 3 layers on. T-shirt, other top, and then another fleece on top of that. Horrible. It's bloody August and it's cold. Yeah, especially environmental issue of the magazines. Like, yeah, NFTs for the win. Look at all that CO2 I'm pumping out in the atmosphere to digitize things. Oh, it's all right. Everybody else seems to do a bit to link the two together, Stephanie. But I don't know. I don't know what the actual damage is that is done by NFTs to the world. My opinion is that, well, if NFTs weren't being made and burnt into the, computers are still running. I don't know. I'm being short-sighted, and I'm prioritizing my own welfare, financial welfare over the environment. I'm a bad person, supposedly. My thing is, if you look after number one, then it's down to you. Well, go away. Go away, how's that? Would be for me, anyway. Well, I think it already is, Simon, because we breathe out CO2. We breathe out the oxygen, and we breathe in oxygen, and we change that, and then we breathe out CO2, I think, if I remember my school biology. I didn't pay much attention to it, I must admit. Right, so I'm going to flatten this first version, and bear with me whilst I do this. This will be a much quicker save. I'll save as. I will be with you, and then we'll be returning to Lightroom momentarily. 97%, there we go. And then I can switch back to this when we go to there. Let's go back to that one. There we go. This is the first. Oh, well, the human race living is an environmental issue, isn't it? Well, look at everything we are destroying. Right, so we've got this version. Let's give that 3 stars. And then we've got this version. Let's give that 3 stars. Back to the develop module. Right, so this one, I think this might benefit from a little bit of clarity. Because if you look in here, it's a bit wishy-washy. There's a few things in there want to come out, but I think we can tease a little bit of clarity in this mid-ground, just to kind of sharpen these edges up a little bit. Something like that. Maybe a little bit of a little bit of contrast added. A bit of blacks, not too much. No, maybe not. Not any of them blacks. Yeah, that's fine. Shadows, yeah, whatever. Bring the shadows down a bit. That kind of helps with the contrasty bits. There we go. So a crop like this, I'm thinking 4x3, whack off that end. We've got this nice little swirl here. So you kind of keep, so definitely have this bottom corner in across to there, so on and so forth. So let's go to crop tool. All right, we'll go. Preserve and conserve the environment. So that is basically don't make NFTs. Good evening, David. Hope you're well. Yes, I was thinking it was Sunday all day yesterday. Bloody bank holidays. Right, 4x3, or was it 4x5? 4x5. So maybe just a hint there. There we go. Job's good and simple. We can maybe add in a bit of post-crop vignetting. So that's in the effects tab. Just kind of pulls that in a little bit. It's that. Something like that. Just pull that in to taste. Something like so. Let's make another version of that. Create virtual copy. Definitely. Definitely. I bet, Simon, I bet. Right, so square crop. Sorry, Stephanie. It's the first thing I always think about now when everybody gets on about environmental stuff. Because it's like that at the forefront of my mind now. I think this will this like I don't know if this works as a square, to be honest. I think it works better as that slightly that 4x5. That's detail. I need a crop. So I'm looking at a wider crop this time. So 2x3 should be the start. Yeah, the 2x3 is the starting point. So maybe something a bit narrower. Excuse me. So 16x9 for all you wallpaper fanatics. Could work quite nicely like so. Yeah, I think it kind of does. I think the 4x5 crop is the one main. And I think it'll probably be the case for this first version as well, if it loads. Although this one actually might work better as a square, because you've got a bigger contrast between the front of the slab of rock and then the shadow bit. So let's make a virtual copy and make a crop. Diane X. If you press in Lightroom, if you press X, it will rotate the crop. A little trick, a little keystroke that I learned in the past. Right, so it's one by one crop. Let's see if this does work. Actually, I think that maybe does, just like that. It's a bit full, but I think that's all right. Just looking at the histogram there. It feels a bit mucky, a bit muddy in here, but I think we can probably get away with it. Yeah. I was talking to a farmer today about environmental things and how for some reason these eco are blockading dairy farms and milk processing units because cows are bad for the environment, supposedly. And him being a cattle farmer, and me being the son of a cattle farmer, then I'm like, what's so bad about cows? Yes, they fart a lot and produce a lot of muck, but they also make milk and stuff and eat grass, and you need fields, and if there weren't cows in fields, then there wouldn't be fields. They would be all built over and they'd be all concrete, and there you go. You need cows. And also, also his point was when the shelves were empty in the COVID and, you know, Brexit, and people emptied the shelves because they thought they weren't going to eat anything to survive, what was left? It was all the veggie stuff, all the corn and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. Right, well, this has been an entertaining one. Getting deep on the whole environmental issues. Right, I'm gonna. What do I? No, let's just leave alone that. I was thinking of turning that a little bit whiter, but maybe we could with this. So I click on there. Okay, and then if we go luminance, we can brighten that, maybe. Ooh. Just do it subtly. If we bring saturation back. Actually, that's better. That's better. It lights up a little bit more. That's shocking, Simon. A diesel car. He should be driving a Tesla or something. But that'll be bad for him, because if it's Tesla, then it'll be conforming to capitalism or something. I don't know. Fantastic, Paul. You can do that when I've ended the stream. Right, so this one's actually looking quite nice. But yeah, I think this one works as a square. I'm going to make a virtual copy and just see if this one works as a 4x3, 4x5 as well. And then we will wrap it up, because we've been going a while. I am just now starting to be able to breathe again, which is always good. So let's go to that, let's go to that. So do we want to match or that? Or let's have it slap bang in the middle. Looks good, and something like that. Yeah, we've got some vignetting going on, that's all right. I think that looks canny. Oh yeah, you were telling us about that, Diane, last week, weren't you? Yes, artists are there to entertain and make people's lives brighter. We are not there to make the world cleaner. We're just there to entertaining and make it pretty. Not the actual world, you know, the inside of your house, by selling you very expensive prints or bits of code for lots of money. Whatever. As long as there is money in my bank account, I will do whatever. Right, so I think that one kind of works. I think this one works as 4x3 and a square. I'm more likely to see this one on Instagram one day. Maybe's never. You might never see it again. Chances of that are probably quite high, actually. And then we've got this 16:9 crop of this one. I could probably do a little bit more work on this one, to be honest. Just highlight the... Well, actually, we'll do that right now. Come here. Come on. Come on. So slow. So slow. Come on. There we are. Shockingly slow. Let's go luminance. And what do we want to do? We want to click out here. That should reduce things. I hate these bloody not wires, guidance ring things, so you can't see past them, and they divert the eye. So what I want to do is bring that in just a little bit. Come on. Maybe it's not as good as what it could be. It's lighting up a bit too much around about it. I don't know if this is working, to be honest. It's not that bad, actually. It's not that bad. I was thinking it was worse. Maybe it's a bit more refinement. That stream will do. So yeah, I think I'll do. And so yeah, you got this version now, and then you've got the 4x5 version, which I think definitely works better for this one than the 1x1 square version. So, yeah, exactly. We've got to look after ourselves. Thank you, Dan. It turned out quite nice. So, yeah, there we go, people. 2 images for today. These two, if I choose the right things. We've got a nice reddish one and a more traditional, aged looking view. So, I mean, it is a bit dark, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I quite like them. Will they ever see the light of day again? I don't know. But at the moment, I like them. I'm so hard. Like I said to Ozzy on Twitter the other day, or earlier today, might have been this morning, might have been yesterday, I am a very harsh critic of myself. So the images that you may love, that I produce, may never be seen again. Because I am very, very harsh on my own work. Right, so there you go. There's 2 images. They did came out all right. Thank you very much, Peter. Very kind. So, I think that will do for tonight. So, thank you very much for coming along. If you know anybody that is into buying NFTs, please do point them in my direction. If you've got people with like stupid amounts of money and are into crypto and all that kind of stuff, then, you know, tell them about the NFT photography world, because it seems to be kicking off right at the moment. If you are interested in doing NFTs, then I recommend getting into it soonish. Never know when these things are going to stop or collapse or fall back, or you know, for me, it's about if you know, the earlier you're in, the more chance you've got of being seen and getting some of the initial money. You know, yeah, I recommend having a go if you want. If you got the funds and the ability to be able to do it, have a go. Don't do ICM photography though, because that's my domain. You can find my NFTs on OpenSea, Peter. I don't have the link to hand. OpenSea.io/Andrew S. Gray will get you one place. If you go to my Twitter handle, or if you just follow me on Twitter, you will find every single tweet is about NFTs. So chances are you'll not have to scroll very far to find the link. Yeah. Exactly. Spend all that money shipping it all across the world. That's another thing about the NFTs. People are giving away prints with the NFTs. Or rather, well, some people are doing that. But I'd rather just give them away the NFTs because it saves packaging materials, shipping on a boat or an aeroplane or wherever to get it to another country, or in a car, like to the postman to get it to your door. Why do that when it can appear over the internet? And also, when you send things abroad, it doesn't cost you, the purchaser, to import them either. So there's all that. Have you not, Simon? I'm sure I thought I'd seen your name on somebody messaged me or something, or commented. I thought it was you. Oh, but evidently not. Yeah, it's just crazy to try to do things in in a physical product these days. That's why I must say, everybody, I am very loath to do calendars this year, which might disappoint a few of you. One, I haven't really got to work. Two, I haven't had that much time to actually prep anything. Three, it's nearly September. It's September tomorrow. Four, the cost of importing, especially into Europe, is ridiculous for the client. So I don't know. I might, if I do it, I might do 30. I've usually done 50. I might do 30, and then when they're gone, they're gone. But it's a lot of work. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, decision to be made. We'll see. Yeah. But really, I'm just spending all my time trying to sell NFTs. And by doing this, building up my back catalogue for a potential next book and next NFT collection. Possibly. I know, Paul. I know. I must. If I was buying an image, a photograph of somebody that I respected and loved their work, I'd want a print of it. But that's me. I'm not an investor though, and that's what all this NFT stuff is. It's people investing, or a lot of it is. I'm all about. I want to hang somebody's print on my wall. Like, I've got a Chris Friel print over there. I've got a Colin Bell print over there. I've got my own on the wall because nobody bought them. So yeah, but if I want somebody's picture on my computer, chances are I'll probably post it on Twitter, and you can download like a version that's 2,000 pixels wide or something. Your screen's 1920 across the way, so there you are. That's me being cheap. I do have Scottish blood after all. And Irish blood. And English. You bought one, David. Did you buy an NFT or a print? I'll buy an NFT at the right price when I've got some money. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it fluctuates that much. It goes up a lot. There seems to be going up. Oh, that sounds like a nice lens, Aileen. It does sound like a nice lens. Very good length. 105mm. Yeah, but I think like the secondary on my print. Yes, you did, David. Thank you very much. Well remembered. It's a very good one as well, isn't it, David? Yeah, like NFT prices. I mean, you know, everybody at the minute, everybody seems to be putting out collections, so like 20 images all together, and then it becomes like a monetized thing where now that they're all gone because of the scarcity, they're all gone, then they go up in value. So then trying to sell them on at an increased price, and some of them are. I'm saying some of them are, a lot of them are, which is great, fantastic. Like, remember, every time it gets sold, the original artist gets 10%, which is a great system. I think basically they sit in their cryptocurrency wallet thing. That's what they do. And they stay there. I mean, most of the time, you get a high-res JPEG, and then I suppose you're free to do with that as you wish in a personal circumstance. So if you want to go and get it printed, you know, you've got that big digital JPEG file to go and print from it. But they're basically investments. I mean, obviously, it's all these guys that are professional traders or investors and all this kind of stuff. That's what they're doing. They are basically treating them as shares. Not that I understand really shares either, but it's all quite entertaining. It's a learning process. It's been an interesting learning process. Well, it's been good. I've enjoyed it. I've followed more people, which I haven't followed enough people for a long time. So that's been good. Interacting with new people, appreciating new photographers that I haven't heard of before or seen work from. So, you know, there's obviously people out there struggling along just like myself. Yeah, pretty much, Simon. Obviously, you know, Bitcoin, there's so many billion Bitcoins or whatever. You put a photo collection out there, there's only that number of photos in that collection. It depends, Peter. That was like before you came. I said that the last couple of days there's been a certain time during the day where the fee to actually list or mint your stuff and then list it. It's been over $1,000. Just because I think you know, the network's that busy. So when I first got onto OpenSea, I think it cost me £18. So what's that in dollars? That's about $28, something like that. And when I put my first image on Foundation, where you've got to mint and list it at the same, you know, as you put it on, that cost me $65, and that was about a couple of weeks ago. So you can say it's gone from 18 to 60 odd in that time, and then the time, you know, you've got to time it right. So it's all very complicated. Anyways, this has turned into an NFT rant, chat thing, whatever. I don't know enough. There's lots of people out there that know a lot more than me, so don't rely on me to be able to answer your questions. There's more information, more wiser people out there about it. I'm just trying to make money out of it because I need it. Right. Thank you so much for watching tonight. It's been lovely to see you all, as is always, every single Tuesday. All the regulars, everybody else that's probably been watching in the background and not said a word. Thank you all for watching that as well. If you've enjoyed the stream, please, or if you like the images, even, please do leave the stream a like, and that's always appreciated because it boosts the numbers a little bit, helps me spread the word a little bit more. Let me click on that, and yeah, I will see you next week, hopefully. All things considered. Ooh, we had a spike at 23 viewers. Fantastic. But yeah, thank you very much for watching tonight. Been very enjoyable. Got a couple of images. That's all good. And I'm off back on the Twitter now to shill my NFTs again, because that's my life now. All right, take care, everybody. We will see you next week. Remember, Patreons, there will be a new wallpaper tomorrow, or at some stage tomorrow anyway, or maybe early hours of the 2nd. So look forward to that, and obviously, you know, in September's a new month. Will be the next Zoom chat on Patreon and all that as well. Hopefully there'll be more than one of you turn up for that in September. Right, that will do. I think I might be taking photographs tomorrow, so I will bid you good night. So until the next one, keep hard. See ya.